let's now have a look at the Madrid Open, which is happening this week, of course. So obviously, Alcaraz is not in attendance because he's currently got that injury, but Sinner is playing. He'll be going for a record fifth Masters win in a row. So, that's potentially quite likely to happen. Rybakina is playing, I think, as well still. So she could, she's
Wait,
scheduled to
Rebecca, didn't I
face.
say last week she wasn't playing in Stuttgart and then she won it?
And she was. Yes. So we think
Yes.
she's playing in Madrid. Like she's not pulled out as far as we're
I have
aware.
to
So
apologize
she
to everyone for that. That was very misleading. You must be very confused. Yeah.
she was it that she just turned up
Fashionably late. Yeah.
really quite late in the day, so it seemed like she wasn't playing, but she actually,
Yes.
yeah.
I think she
Maybe
pulled
she'll
out
do
of this,
that here.
yeah, the
Just
Stuttgart 1 point slam or something like that. She pulled out of, and I misread the headline.
she only cares about turning up to get the Porsche at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Got priorities. Djokovic is not in Madrid. Well, he is in Madrid. He's not at the tournament, but he is going to be hosting with Eileen Gu, who's the skier. He is hosting the Laureus Sports Awards.
Mm.
So he's going into new career. Maybe is this a signal of what he's going to be doing after he's retired, hosting glamorous award ceremonies, perhaps. So yeah, to look out for that. But yeah, he's not actually playing tennis. I suppose one other person of note that is playing Madrid is Venus Williams. She is back on the clay. So yeah, I mean, how do you think she's going to get on, Chris?
I'm not sure it's going to get much better on clay, if I'm being completely honest. It. I
She's
hope
got a
it.
fellow wild card in the first round,
Oh, does
Caitlin
she?
Quevedo, a Spanish wild card.
Okay, fingers crossed. I mean, it would be so funny if after all of this, that the win she gets this year is on clay of all places. But yeah, I mean, it's great she still wants to be there. Great they gave her a wild card because a lot of players had pulled out, I think. So maybe it was a last minute sort of thing because it was announced quite late, I think. So let's see how she does. But Kim, it's that time. It's predictions time.
Oh, yeah, mine haven't been great of late, so let's give it a whirl. Should we do women first, and we'll go
Should we give
quarter
all
by
our
quarter?
quarters, do you think?
Yeah, let's do them on one swoop, one foul swoop. Shall I go
Yes,
first?
please.
Okay, I've gone for Sabalenka against Jessica Bouzas Monero.
Ooh,
I've
mentioned.
gone for Leila Fernandez against Mira Andreeva, Jessica Bagula against Coco Gauff, and then Christina Buxer against Elena Rybakina. So I've gone
Right.
for two Spaniards in there on their
Okay.
home event.
The
Um,
Spaniards are represented there. I like the sound of
yeah.
that.
How
Um,
different are yours to mine?
well, I've gone Sabalenka Baptiste. I've gone Swiatek versus Svitolina, so none of the same there.
Yeah.
In Boko Goff, I think she might get the edge on Pagula. And then I've gone as a rogue one, I went Somnes Rybakina. So we're not too
Oh.
far apart. Similar principle of, a few out there, a few, fun results, but mostly quite the usual suspects.
Yeah, when it whittles down to it with the usual suspects. So my semi-final lineup is Sabalenka, Andreeva, Goff, Rybakina. So no one surprising there particularly. Then I've gone for Sabalenka and Goff in the final. So I'm not going for Rybakina to make the final. Actually, um,
Ooh.
I don't know. Still feel like she's not necessarily the most consistent week after week. Like something normally comes up,
Mm.
sadly. But what about yourself?
I went for Sabalenka Svitolina and then Goff Rybakina as well. I had Rybakina coming through that one to face Sabalenka in the battle of what could be the future number one. And I have Sabalenka coming through. I know she plays really well in Madrid. I think the big serving Rybakina will get her to the final, but I'm not sure she's going to win two on the trot. I think it's a tough
Mhm.
ask, I think, for sure. So you've gone for Goff. I've gone for
I've gone for
Sabalenka.
Goff winning. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I just feel like it's about time that Coco. I know she lost to Mukova last week in Stuttgart, but it wasn't. It wasn't a drumming. She got
It wasn't
said.
a
It was.
drumming.
It
It was the
wasn't.
first time she's ever lost to Mukova.
Yeah. But I just feel like they might give Coco the kick she needs, and I don't know. It's
Well,
about
she had
time
that
she.
epic performance against Swiatek in Madrid last year. I think it was in the semi-finals where she
Yeah.
even produced a bagel. So
And she
maybe.
knows she can beat Sabalenka on a clay court. So,
Okay.
happened last year. So we'll see. We'll see. So Gauff or Sabalenka are our champions. And let's now look at the men's draw. And we'll do our
We'll just say
predictions.
Jannik Sinner, right?
I mean, it's all going to end up being that, but let's go through the motions because there are going to be seven other players in the quarterfinals, and we've got to give them their due credit.
Yes.
What's your quarterfinal lineup for the men, Chris?
Well, I think Sinner's going to be upset. No, sorry, I don't. I think Sinner Rublev is what's going to happen. Shelton Lehechka. I've got Rue, defending champion. I'm hoping he can put in a good performance and he'll play against FAA. He did have to retire against him. I think it was in Barcelona last week. We've got Dennis Shapovalov versus Zverev. And I think that's my quarterfinals. That's everything.
Okay, I went for Sinner against Fonseca,
Oh,
and then I went Shelton Lehechka as well. I went for Bublik against FAA, even though Bublik, like, I think lost first round of Munich. So not really sure why I've gone for that. I just thought, and then Kaboli against Zverev. So two players who did relatively well in Munich. Um, and then my semis, though, I went for Sinner, Shelton, FAA, Zverev. So sticking with the kind of more established
mm-hmm.
quartet, somewhat. What about yourself, Chris?
Almost a mirror image. I went Sinner Shelton. And then for the Scandinavians, I went Rude Zverev.
Oh, okay. So we've only got one difference. So I've got a Sinner Zverev final. What have you got?
I thought that was probably most likely, but again, I'm representing Casper. I'm willing him on that as a father, he's going to reach another Masters final.
And we both got Sinner winning,
Yeah,
though, I
we have.
assume.
Yes, yes, yes.
I mean, something may happen, but Sinner, yeah, would be looking on course very nicely for his fifth Masters in a row and getting
I
closer
mean, it is
to
so impressive if he
recapturing
does
world
do
number
that.
one.
I mean, he's already
Yeah.
number one.
Oh, he's already number one.
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
of
Yes.
course.
We did a
God,
whole thing on it, Kim.
we
Come
did a
on.
whole thing. Oh dear.
Maybe he's
Well,
not your number one, Kim.
he's not mine. Increasing his lead as world number
Yes,
one because Alcaraz is only going to drop points and Sinner's only going to gain points, so he
that's
can
very negative.
extend his lead.
Yes. Well, it looks
While
like that at this
Alcaraz
point, right?
marches on. It does look like that, yeah. But anything can happen. No, looking forward to Madrid. Hopefully there's no sort of cake gates this year. It does feel like it's a tournament that does bring a bit of controversy. Like something happens every year that's a bit like, not sure about that, but
Mm.
maybe hopefully we can avoid that now.